Hello, welcome to Smith Family Railroad. This is the engine house, modeled after Roaring Camp's railroad engine house. Kind of built it board by board. So here's trussel number 1. There's a total of 15 trussels on the railroad layout. That's a small little town right there. The trussel's around 8.5 feet long, about 20 inches tall. Little coaling tower. Sturgis Steam Sawmill in Sebastopol, California. I modeled this from. That little house in the background back there is the owner of the railroad and owner of the sawmill, owner of the town. And you can see I have to get all the working parts for the mill yet. So here's bridge number 2. This was actually the first bridge built. This bridge was built in March 9th of 2009. And then this right here, if you look carefully, is a stub switch. This is the siding for the sawmill. So the tracks wind around the hillside via a trussel to a handboard tunnel. So you look here, we have a 12-foot passing siding. Here's one of the sandstone tunnel number 1. There's 4 tunnels on the railroad. This right here is what I call the colossal. That's a colossal amount of track in a small amount of area. So there's mine number 1 out of 4 mines on the railroad layout. That's tunnel number 2. Tunnel number 2 is about 30 inches long, handbored right through the native sandstone hillside. So this trussel right here is the tallest of all the trussels. It's 3 foot tall. This is the narrow gauge Ketty Y, made specifically for Smith Family Railroad, with mine number 2 in the background. The bypass trussel is 21 feet long and bypasses the corkscrew to town. In the distance is the spar tree. This is the forest scene. And look carefully, us railroaders, we're really serious, and we have what's called an expansion joint, for the rails don't expand down on the adjoining rails. Retaining walls and more trussel work all throughout the whole layout. It travels between 0 in elevation and 14 feet in rise. That means that the trains will actually go over themselves 10 times in the layout. It'll be about 940 feet of track. Hand spiked the whole railroad. So I'm looking around 940 feet of operational main line. So we have a new section down here on a 350-foot lower corridor. We have what's called the gauntlet. The gauntlet is a shared corridor with 3 junction rails sharing the 3rd rail. The lower bridge up there is modeled after 1869. The upper bridge is a steel viaduct bridge that's modeled after Double Gates narrow gauge bridge in Colorado. There's one of the largest of the mines. It's over 8 feet in roof structure, has a corkscrew trussel in the background. After the train comes out of a 8-foot long timber board tunnel, it hits a switch and then it goes uphill and it goes 450 feet before it returns back to the sawmill. And as you see here, here's a freight depot. Come around the corner down here, we have the sand, oil, and water facilities modeled from Westside Lumber Company in Tuolumne, California. That's the bypass trussel that goes up, and here is the corkscrew trussel. It's the only corkscrew trussel that I know of that actually screws its way all the way around within one complete entire bridge. The train switchbacks multiple times throughout the layout. The locomotive facility is going in with a turntable. The edge of town here is going to have more than 30 buildings in town. And this is just the start of the facade of the movie-making railroad. So down here, eventually, in the future, there will be boats and ships and docks. And if we get down here to see what you would really see in the railroad, you get the locomotive facilities, you get the water, you get the town, you get the bridges, the corkscrews, the mines, the tunnels, and more bridges. Throughout the layout, you can take multiple shots, around 15 bridges to take pictures of, but you can get 5 of them in one photograph at one time. Thanks again for viewing Daniel Smith's Garden Railway layout in Prunedale, California. More than 1,000 people viewed this railroad and signed the guest book. Been in movies, magazines, newspapers, and even mentioned on the radio. Thanks again. We'll have upcoming videos in the future.